Hello, lovely viewers. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my page. It's your girl, Constance. And those of you who don't know who Constance is, and you're wondering who Constance is, Constance is me. Constance is just that girl that is in love with Jesus. And when I talk about in love with Jesus, I love him so much that I like to talk more about him every day, every now. And yes, you know why I love Jesus? It's because of the love that Jesus shows me. Jesus shows me big love. It's not just any love, big time love. And if you haven't experienced this kind of love, I am calling you to run to Christ, for he gives his salvation free of charge. His love is free of charge. It's nothing that we did that makes us deserving of his love, So this kind of love that he shows me, this big love that he shows me, it shows all over me from head to toe. It's full of love. And I like to give this love to others, infect others with this kind of love. Therefore, I created this page and just to talk about Christ. Not to preach, just to talk about Christ. For us to have discussions, biblical topic or for discussion from the Bible. And usually I do this when I read my morning devotion. And when I do my morning devotion, I find verses that are interesting to ponder upon and dig deep into it. And today's morning devotion, I was led to Matthew chapter 14. And when I got to Matthew, I'm not going to read all the chapter. I was led again to stop at the verses 14. And in the verses 14, there was a word that caught my attention, which is compassion. And I was wondering, what is compassion? What is compassion about? If you have any idea of what compassion is about, you can write in the comment section and you tell me what compassion is all about. And examples of compassion in our daily lives that we should show, do that in our daily lives. But this word compassion, I was so eager to find out what it means. Therefore, I went to research about the word compassion. But before, I'm going to read the chapter 14 verses 14 so you know what I'm talking about. Matthew chapter 14 verses 14. When Jesus landed and saw a large crowd, he had compassion on them and healed the sick. This large crowd that Jesus had compassion on them were all sort of people, all from all walks of life. And they were sick people. They could be mentally sick people. They could have been the lame, the blind, the dumb, the sick, the deaf, and all, the barren, people with all sort of sicknesses, people with all sort of problems, emotional traumas, and all sort of these things, financial burdens, a whole lot. Just mention it. And he had compassion on them, and then he healed them. He chose to heal them because he could feel in him that they were suffering. Therefore, he joined. He had that desire to help them, and this made me want to know what the meaning or definition of compassion was. Therefore, I went and found and searched, and the word compassion means to suffer together. It is defined as the feeling that arises when you are confronted with another suffering or another person suffering, and you feel motivated to relieve them from that suffering. You feel like, oh, I should help this person, let me help them. That is compassion. And we have been authorized to show this compassion to one another. and you can find that authority given to us, or like not authorization, but you can find that in Colossians chapter 3 verses 12, and it says, "Put on therefore as the elect of God, holy and beloved, clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience." So I'm just going to take these two words out of the 5, and compassion and kindness. I'm taking that, and we're going to talk about that compassion and kindness. And as we have been asked to show compassion towards one another, we are going to talk about kindness now, because we have also been asked to talk about to show kindness. Guys, I'm back again. Sorry, something took my attention, so I had to pause and then attend to that thing. I was getting distracted somehow. Therefore, we are continuing. I was saying that we're going to talk about kindness. Yes, we'll definitely talk about kindness, but now we're going to talk about we're still talking about compassion. We're on compassion, being compassionate towards one another. And how do we show this compassion that we have been asked to show? How do we do it? And I found some tips on how we can show compassion. It is to cultivate empathy. We should try to seek to understand this person, their point of view and experiences and their perspective, and their emotions. We should put ourselves in their shoes to feel how they are feeling at that moment. And then that is how we can show, one way we can show compassion. Yes. And also, we should also reflect on God's compassion. Meditate on the scriptures that highlights God's compassion. Like we are meditating, like I did this morning, and I came across the word compassion. I was meditating upon it and asking myself, what is compassion? And it led me to search, and then I found out more about compassion, and I'm trying to share with you, so we all join in on this theme or topic we're talking about. And one other is practice kindness. Here, kindness has chipped in again. So they go hand in hand, actually. Compassion and kindness, they go hand in hand. And look for opportunities to extend acts of kindness and mercy to those around you. It shouldn't be anything big. Anything big. It's just small, simple acts that shows these things in them, like we're talking about. And we should practice active listening. We should listen. If we listen well, we could also even come up with ways to relieve the person from their problems. We don't listen and then we judge. We should listen more and judge less. Empathy, forgiveness. We should practice these active things: listening, empathy, forgiveness, and patience. We should seek common grounds to express compassion. Yes. So this is where we go on compassion. It's a deep topic as well, and if we want to go, we can go in depth of it. But I'm going to come back with a part 2 of kindness and compassion, and this time around the part 2 is going to be about kindness. So don't forget to click on the like button, don't forget to comment, and don't forget to subscribe or follow if you haven't followed. Don't forget to follow for more updates on daily devotional topics and daily devotional Bible verses. So see you in the part 2